Every summer, we have no problem marching ourselves down to the beach to go for a swim in the ocean, a place we're well aware is home to several dangerous creatures. But somehow we've convinced ourselves it's totally okay to go as far as the middle of the ocean for fun, forgetting we're simply parading ourselves before sharks and other heinous sea creatures. After seeing what sharks are capable of in several Hollywood movies, a good number of us have snapped out of the wild fantasy of skinny dipping in the middle of nowhere. And for those that don't give a hoot about sharks, here are sea creatures we find far scarier than sharks. And you should too. Let's get into it. Number 8. BobbitWorm. Straight from the depths of the ocean's floor comes the sand striker, aka the BobbitWorm. With mouth parts that'd add to anyone's nightmare and bone-hard grappling hooks ready to pierce and immobilize, the BobbitWorm waits patiently for prey. The BobbitWorm has no eyes or brain. I mean, it's true that there's not a thought between its bear-trap jaws, but don't be fooled. What it lacks in sight and brain cells, as well as a sense of right and wrong, it makes up for in devastating speed and swift death. They bury themselves deep into the ocean floor, with lengths more than a man's arm, leaving only their mouths visible, waiting for unsuspecting prey to swim by. And with these guys, anything goes. After all, they can't tell if it's a fish or a deadly crustacean swimming by. They just have to fill their bellies. So they wait for prey to trigger any of their antennae or cast a heavy shadow that they can sense lingering over their mouth before using those strong retractable jaws to attack. Number 7. Stargazer. If looks could kill, the Stargazer would make a podium finish in every tournament. Its name might sound romantic, but don't get caught up in that. Their name tells very little about how horrifying they actually look. But one thing's true though, their eyes primarily point upwards. The Stargazer's eyes and mouth are positioned at the top of its head, which perfectly suits their ambush style of hunting, making them a literal nightmare waiting to happen. They bury themselves on the ocean floor, waiting for unsuspecting prey before leaping out to attack anything tasty that passes by. Along with its deadly looks, they also have something that actually kills, besides their vacuum-like mouth. Behind their pectoral fins lie 2 venomous spines that deliver killer blows to the catch. In fact, some species of stargazers can cause electric and lethal shocks. Look away, electric eel. Number 6. Stonefish. Say hello to the fish with looks that go with how dangerous it is. This is the most venomous fish in the world. An average stonefish measures about 14 to 20 inches in length and weighs in at about 5 pounds. Proof that you don't have to be the biggest to be the baddest around. Apparently, their venom is meant to keep predators away rather than neutralize prey. You see, stonefish, much like the stargazer, are an ambush hunter, and they're very good at it, attacking prey unaware in fractions of a second. But its 13 spines filled with venom release toxins that cause excruciating pain and ultimately death if it gets into the human system. But how does that even happen? Effectively camouflaged with their ruggedly ugly looks, people inadvertently step on them thinking it's a rock and wind up with a nasty surprise visit to the ER. Another frightening fact is that they don't have a problem staying up to 24 hours out of water. So if you find yourself in and around the Indo-Pacific Ocean's coastal regions, be sure not to accidentally step on one of these guys. Number 5. The Payara. The Payara, aka vampire fish, is a predatory fish found in the Amazon basin, where it wreaks havoc on aquatic life. One look at its face and you'll instantly know how it earned its moniker. Although the vampire fish doesn't necessarily suck the blood of its prey, its long, sharp fangs protruding from its undershot jaw are enough to send chills down the spine of Dracula if he wasn't dead already. With such a detestable face that only a mother Payara would adore, Payaras are notoriously aggressive eaters that love themselves a good goldfish snack, which is why one should be wary of tank mates in freshwater aquariums, as these guys will satisfy their guilty pleasures. Luckily, the Payara can only feed on animals it can chew, meaning despite its menacing looks, It doesn't attack humans and fishes larger than itself. Number 4. Cookie cutter shark. Yeah, we know the great white gets all the credit for being the most revered shark species, but the cookie cutter is about to make you think twice before allotting such a title to the great white. The cookie cutter is a very elusive species that dwells in some of the deepest parts of the Bermuda Triangle. When a creature decides to stay hidden away from humans, it's probably for the best. Cookie cutters are a unique breed of shark, also known as the cigar shark, and although they're only around 15 inches long, they have no problem attacking a whale. Even the great whites have been seen with bite marks from these little devils. They make cookie-sized bite wounds on their prey with their unique teeth and cone snouts, taking out round hunks of flesh from their prey. It's like going to the fridge to get a snack anytime these guys hunt. Their teeth are serrated like a can opener, and they use it to devastating effects, leaving wounds that live up to their name. Number 3. Sea spider. Just when you thought the ocean would be one place that wouldn't have spiders, it turns out even the deep blue is full of them. Yep, you heard that right. There are over 1,000 species of sea spiders scattered all around the oceans of the world. Imagine walking on the beach and one of these guys decides to hitch a ride on your foot. It wouldn't be a pleasant experience, especially for those that have a thing for spiders. Although these guys don't spin or shoot webs, which makes sense since there's no roof to hang from, they're more closely related to true spiders than crustaceans and insects. What's more freakish is that they literally suck the life out of their prey like mosquitoes, only the prey doesn't survive or get away with malaria. We don't know what's scarier, true spiders or their sea cousins. That decision is yours. Number 2. Lamprey. Lampreys look like worms. Or do they look like eels? Either way, they're actually fish. Can these guys just make up their minds already? Instead of having a bony structure like eels, their skeleton is made out of cartilage. And of course, they suck blood, adding to the whole underwater chupacabra vibes. Lampreys use their tooth-ringed mouth to latch onto their host and suck blood. These parasitic and carnivorous fish are no respecter of person. They've been known to attack humans, fish, and other animals, sucking off blood and body fluids. These guys are absolutely insane. Name a more terrifying eel, worm, fish, whatever these guys are. We'll wait. Number 1. Goliath Tigerfish. When something has Goliath attached to its name, you can bet it's gonna be big. And the tigerfish is one tank of a fish, measuring up to 5 feet in length and weighing in at over 90 pounds. They are one heck of a freshwater fish. Interestingly, they share the same habitat with the freshwater crocodile. But a common hunting ground isn't all they have in common. Both creatures look terrifying, are aggressive, and have long, pointed teeth and sheer bite force. Some African tribespeople found them so frightening they've dubbed them the demon fish. Apparently, they believe an evil spirit possessed the tigerfish, causing it to attack humans. Now that's terror on a whole new level. There's absolutely no denying that sharks are scary and to give you the heebie-jeebies on any day of the week, but we've seen some critters that are absolutely terrifying as well. So if you could pick one of these blood-curdling animals as a pet, which would it be? Sleep on that. We'll catch you later.